In southern Spain, beyond olive hills, desert winds, and the snow-capped Sierra Nevada mountains, stands a palace that is more than stone. It's more than architecture, more than history itself. It is a kingdom carved with poetry, a fortress filled with astronomy, geometry, music, and water. This is the Alhambra Palace, the last great jewel of Islamic Spain. A palace where moonlight touched marble columns like a lover's hand, where fountains sang in courtyards, and where kings once believed paradise could be built on earth. The story begins in Granada, a city wrapped in Andalusian light. From afar, the Alhambra rises like a dream from red earth Alhambra, meaning the red one, named for its glowing reddish walls at sunset. This palace was not just built, it was imagined, crafted, recited in verses before stones were laid. Its architects were not merely builders, they were mathematicians, astronomers, poets, and mystics who believed symmetry was divine. As you enter, the scent of cypress and orange blossom surrounds you. Water trickles from every direction, flowing through narrow channels, marble pools, and hidden gardens. In Islamic architecture, water is not decoration, it is purity, reflection, and life. Here it moves like time, like prayer, like remembrance. You step into the Court of the Lions, perhaps the most iconic space in the entire palace. 12 marble lions support the fountain, each symbolizing strength, guardianship, and cosmic order. The water here does not simply fall. It divides into 4 channels representing the 4 rivers of paradise mentioned in holy texts. Sunlight touches the stucco walls, revealing patterns so intricate they appear woven rather than carved. Every surface is geometry breathing through art stars, flowers, verses in Arabic calligraphy that whisper, "Only God is victorious." Granada, under the Nasrid Dynasty, was unlike any kingdom in the medieval world. Here scholars debated philosophy, while artists painted light. Musicians played strings that echoed across courtyards as sultans planned treaties, poetry contests, and astronomy studies. The Alhambra was more than royal chambers. It was an encyclopedia in stone. In the Hall of the Ambassadors, kings met foreign envoys beneath a cedarwood dome carved like the stars of a midnight sky. Each star pointed to a constellation, each pattern aligned with cosmic order. The ruler seated here was not simply a king. He was a guardian of knowledge, a patron of invention, a believer that civilization must be built on beauty, law, and intellect. Yet beyond poetry and fountains lived politics. The palace witnessed alliances broken, betrayals whispered, dynasties trembling. Granada was the final Muslim stronghold in Spain under Christian reconquest. Outside the palace walls, armies marched, kingdoms fell, and the world shifted. But inside, nightingales sang, calligraphy bloomed, and music softened the echo of swords. In 1492, the last sultan, Muhammad XII, known in Western history as Boa Bell, walked away from the Alhambra. He turned to look at the palace one last time, tears falling. As his mother said the line, "History never forgot, weep like a woman for a kingdom you could not defend like a man." With those words, Islamic rule in Spain ended, and Alhambra passed to the Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella. The same palace that heard Quranic verses now heard the signing of funding for Christopher Columbus, a moment that changed world history forever. Time moved differently here. The fountains continued to whisper, but their songs changed. Christian rulers added touches to the palace, yet much of its Islamic soul remained intact. Later, Emperor Charles V built a Renaissance palace within Alhambra's heart, grand, circular but perhaps lacking the poetry of the Nasrids. Still, the fortress survived through centuries of war, abandonment, earthquakes, and weathering wind. Today, tourists enter not as conquerors nor as kings, but as witnesses to a place where 2 worlds met: Islamic art and European memory, desert and garden, geometry and dream. They see inscriptions curled like vines across walls, gold reflections on water still as glass, shadows of arches stretching like prayers suspended in evening sun. Walk through the court of myrtles, and the water reflects the sky so perfectly it feels like heaven bowing to earth. Sit beneath the Mukernazo's honeycomb ceilings and you feel the weight of mathematical devotion. Carved not for human pride but divine admiration, Alhambra is not just architecture. It is philosophy visible, science carved, faith materialized. It is the belief that paradise can be glimpsed, not only promised. It is the whisper that cultures may clash, but art remains eternal. In the night, when the tourists leave and Granada sleeps, the palace returns to its true breath. Moonlight rests on columns. Water hums the prayer it has known for 800 years. And the palace remains what it has always been, a perfect fusion of silence and splendor, of kingdom and dream. As you leave the Alhambra, remember that you do not exit history. History exits with you. This palace is not merely seen, it is felt. It reminds the world that civilizations fall, rulers change, flags replace flags. But beauty carved from devotion survives beyond time.